Thanks for stopping by the Junction, where we're trying to make connections between Ardmorites. I'm Ardmore Leader News Director Michael Dean Smith, and this week, Ardmore Leader continues our in-depth look at the April 7th ballots for Ardmore and the candidates many of us will have to consider. 4 people are vying for the at-large seat on the Ardmore City Commission, and joining us now to talk about their campaign for that is Scott Stahl. Scott, thanks for joining us in the Junction.
Hey, thank you, Michael.
So just to kind of start off, I want to learn a little bit about you. So if you wouldn't mind, just kind of introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what you do. But while you're doing that, could you also describe why you want to serve on the Ardmore City Commission?
Yes, I'll be glad to. Thank you for allowing me to speak, Michael. I spoke last year running for city council. I was in the Northwest, running from the Northwest side, and a lot of stumbling points were thrown at me. But my last year when I ran, I was trying to say Ardmore needs to have open meetings. Ardmore needs to have town hall meetings where us people in Ardmore can speak about what's going on, because we are the future. We know all the answers. We don't need to go out and hire some consulting company like they did for downtown Ardmore and try to turn downtown Ardmore into Branson, Missouri. Ardmore is Ardmore. It's unique. We've addressed things in the past. We never had a college before, so I'm young. We moved here in 1980. I went to work at the Culvert House taking care of their yard until I was a senior in high school. Senior in high school. And then I moved away to Southeastern to go to college. There was no colleges here in Ardmore. And so I didn't like Southeastern over there. That's a little bit different town for me. So I went down to Dallas and got my bachelor's degree in computer information systems and my minor in business and accounting. And then I moved back home to Ardmore. So I've been here for there. I moved in 1990. I moved into my house. It's a single driveway. We have 3 cars. I constantly have to fight what goes on. There's not enough room in my little neighborhood. Ardmore's addressing housing, which is great, and about doing infills and open lots that are there, about addressing the housing, which is a great thing, but they're going to have the same issues I am. Ardmore's a great town. And this is my second year in a row I'm running for city council. It's the same issues this time around. It's about openness of the city to the taxpayers, and it's about not spending monies on our residential neighborhoods. It's about not fixing the potholes and utility cutouts in our residential neighborhoods. It all stems to one point: the city doesn't have enough money to carry out the promises that they have given to special interest groups instead of the people that actually own Ardmore. So the city's approach is to raise another penny sales tax for roads and infrastructure. I have been saying it upon deaf ears that there is enough monies to fix what really should be fixed. Everyone should stop listening to stay the same course. We needed a new direction in Ardmore, and that's why I'm running for city council.
For this question, I want to find out a little bit about what you know about City Hall, kind of how it operates, and what you consider to be important when it comes to being a city commissioner. So what experiences of yours have prepared you for what would be a 3-year term as the city's at-large commissioner?
So every organization I belong to, I've moved up to president. I've lived here. I've seen the negativities as well as the good things in downtown City Hall. I understand walking in there when they're having a city council meeting, the citizens aren't allowed to speak and ask any questions before the city council meeting. I've tried that, and it's like it's already been approved behind the doors. The city of Ardmore, remodeled the new city, the current city hall. Mm-hmm. You don't have the citizens that have no access to the city manager anymore. There's a locked door. There's a sign right next to it that says no videos or photo pictures to be taken. And I asked Mr. Kevin Norris, his assistant city manager, what's that mean? The city is owned by the citizens. Everything that happens in the city hall should be available to the citizens. So why can't I take a picture of what this is? I was the one last year that had some problems in regards to they're going to build a new police station. I know as well as you do that every police officer's office is in their police patrol unit. It's great to build a brand new police station, and it's great to put the dispatchers in a nice little spot. But that wasn't available to the people. I had to go to the city council meeting and ask, where's the plans for this new police station? And it was told to me that they're in the police chief's office. And they asked me if I wanted to, I can come look at them. So I had an open records request to see what the police station was going to look at, and I posted it on Facebook. And that's the first time a lot of people realized that the city of Ardmore was even going to build a new police station. The citizens were left in the bag, not knowing what's going on in the city. And so that's my views about it, is maybe somebody like me needs to help open doors and do something good for our community.
You've touched on a little bit, so let's get into a bit more. I want to learn how you would plan on serving as an at-large commissioner. So how would Commissioner Stahl specifically stay engaged with residents, whether it's through a crisis, through a controversy, or fair weather? How do you stay in touch with constituents?
So my thing is, if I become city councilor, I am commissioner at large for everyone, for all these different little villages to have to come together as one town, one city. And that's the trouble in Ardmore, is one little village here doesn't communicate with this other little village. And this village over here wants money spent for this. And this village wants money to spend for here. But we're all the same community. We all have the same problem. We have trouble leaving our neighborhoods. We have to play like the game of Frogger when I was a kid. You've got to bounce around one pothole to another. Just putting gravel in the potholes and the cutouts is not the fix to this. So what I would do is I would actually have a monthly town hall meeting where I can bring people that are in charge in Ardmore, like your street department director and your parks department director, and let them listen to the citizens' complaints and what needs to be fixed. They have no idea. When I talked to the street department people 2 weeks ago on the phone, they don't even know who compiles this list for our potholes. So how do we know what needs to be fixed? There's a pothole crew. We spend $1.3 million on new AstroTurf at 2 baseball diamonds and new softball diamonds over at the regional park. That $1.3 million was enough to start another pothole crew to fix more of our potholes in our residential neighborhoods. Quit neglecting our residential neighborhoods. That's the approach I'm going to take.
I think everybody's got an opinion on this, and I want to hear yours as well. Ardmore, as anybody knows, is going to be facing a few challenges, whether we're talking about road conditions, as you brought up. We recently had the loss of hundreds of manufacturing jobs in recent years. What do you, though, see as Ardmore's biggest challenge? And what would be your job as a counselor or a commissioner in addressing those problems?
Yes, so 60% of our households in Ardmore are living paycheck to paycheck, and that's pretty well national. Many of our residents are paying 50% of their income for housing. Many of our elderly living here only have a source of income as Social Security. You know, there's lots of ways and there's lots of community events out there to help everybody. But it just seems like Ardmore's fractured. Nobody's coming together to address everything together. We need to come together as a community and address our problems to fix our problems. It's our future. What we've learned from the past, by taking the Culvert House and leaving it under TIF money and having it tore down, that's gone. Currently, it's our roads. Tomorrow, what is it going to be? There'll be some new thing that will come up that everybody will take address to. You know, everybody needs to come together. This time, it's about voting for continuing spending $14 million downtown or not, because some of our people in Ardmore want downtown new master plan to be fully developed. My issue is there isn't enough money to do that right now, but to ask the citizens to spend a penny more sales tax just to start with doing the master plan downtown, because there is no list of what roads are going to be fixed first. There is no list of what infrastructure needs to be fixed first. It's already been pre-planned without a citizen's knowledge.
I want to time travel a little bit for this question. Let's say you are elected to the commission, you serve your 3-year term. At the end of that 3-year term, in 2029, what do you see Ardmore looking like after you're on the board for 3 years?
After I get elected, I see Ardmore as more of a community with everybody involved. I'm only going to run for 1 term. I'm not going to be here forever. If I run for city council, I will try to pass a term limit to allow other views to join Ardmore, because Ardmore City Council consists of 5 people from 4 different quadrants and a city commissioner at large. There's all kinds of views. Everyone has an idea, and everybody has somebody talking behind their back. Can you fix this for me? Can you fix that for me? Well, let's all get together behind the same table and let's fix Ardmore for our kids in the future.
And then finally for you, Scott, I've got kind of a bit of a curveball. I want to learn less about the candidate, less about the policy, and just more about you as a person. So let's kind of wipe the slate clean and think about artwork. Whether we're talking about a painting, a piece of music, a building, a video game, a book. Is there a piece of art or maybe an art medium that you like, and why do you appreciate that?
So Ardmore I like when we moved here in 1980, we liked around Central Park. Mm-hmm. When I come into Ardmore now, coming out in 199, and we stop right there on Washington Street, there's a sign that says Arts District. I had to go downtown to City Hall one day and ask, what is the Arts District? What is the Arts District? And that's going to probably be around the where Ardmore Little Theater meets over there. Mm-hmm. And that's probably around that area. They basically put a nice mural up there. That's cool. Mr. Buddy Simon had a nice mural put on the Ardmorite building that he's trying to develop into apartments upstairs, and he's hit stumbling blocks. So that's why he's running for city council. My thing is Ardmore's great. We go down here to the Depot Park. That's where I walk my little dogs, my little doodles, and we walk our cat over there. There's the arts downtown are these old historic buildings. It's cool. If you look at some of the old stuff on it, there's on some of the buildings there's old Coca-Cola signs on buildings. Mm-hmm. There's Dr. Pepper's over here. There's even one over here in regards to Durham tobaccos. That's art. Mm-hmm. And so Ardmore has a neat little area. Walk Main Street. Years ago, the people that own the buildings on Main Street paid to put the brick pavers out in front of their buildings. Walk that and read. There's your history about Ardmore, and there's your future about Ardmore. And so Ardmore's great. We have arts. We have many things happening. Out at the high school, we have the new Westheimer building, which is performing arts. Mm-hmm. I don't know about federal government anymore. They're not giving any money to arts anymore. Downtown we have the Ardmore Little Theater. We always go to that. They always have some great shows. So yeah, Ardmore has many arts, and in the future they will, because Ardmore Main Street wants to sell the building over there that is, what is that one called? Let me think.
The Marketplace?
Marketplace. Mm-hmm. They want to sell for $475,000. That property was donated by the Miss Joyce Key and Stan, and they developed that, for our local vendors to come in to sell. If they want to make homemade pottery, sell it. If they want to sell produce, sell it. But that's going to be sold now to a private developer. That's what their plans are, and to build a new stadium over there or outdoor venue thing at the Depot District. Go look at the Depot District. There's a train there. There's tracks laid down there. It's really pretty cool what they're doing to the train depot.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we've got 4 people running for the Ardmore City Commission coming up on the April 7th elections. One of those candidates joining us here in the Junction this week to talk about his campaign and his vision for Ardmore. Scott Stahl, thank you so much for joining me, and good luck with your campaign.
Appreciate you, Michael.